Let's get ready for earnings. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's Saturday video, we are going to get ready for Monday. What's on Monday? Earnings. If you didn't know that, what are you doing? First and foremost, stop what you're doing, scroll down. My pinned comment has a link to Finery. If you don't know, if you're new here, if you haven't heard me say this about 83 times, because that's how many videos I've posted about CLOV so far, Finery is my free trading group where everybody comes here and hangs out and talks about stocks all day long. Okay, we just talk about stocks literally all day long. As the markets go up and down, we brainstorm what to do, where to go, what to buy, what's going on, news and events and earnings, and brainstorming how to trade and how to invest. And on Friday, we were watching CLOV, and CLOV went a little bit crazy, and we were trying to brainstorm what we're going to do here. So click on that link, join. It's a good place to be. It's a fun place to be. Second of all, if you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? I know all of the YouTubers say, hit that subscribe button, make sure you like the video for the Google algorithm. But honestly, I'm just curious. If you haven't subscribed, let me know in the comments why. If this is like your second or third time and I haven't convinced you to hit that subscribe button to inflate my ego and make this number go up even more to make me feel better about myself, then I must be doing something wrong. So just let me know. This is an open field. We're still a newer YouTube channel, learning how to do things. So I cover CLOV here. We cover meme stocks, momentum stocks that are subject to short squeezes. We cover crypto. We talk about general investing advice and you know, how to invest and whatnot. And there's a bunch of good stuff, and we even have a little podcast. We got 2 podcasts booked for next month. It should be very, very interesting. But I'm just gonna dive into it. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I respect your time. So jumping into Ape Wisdom, first and foremost, I like to take a look at what people are talking about because it's interesting. Okay, that's all. It's just interesting. Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, day trading, and short squeeze subreddits. So it tracks Reddit, tracks the most trending stocks the past 24 hours. Number 1 being SPY. That's fine. Number 2 being GameStop. That's interesting. It's working its way up. Number 3, Tesla. They're just killing it. Number 4, Prog. I don't really know what's going on with Prog anymore. I stopped looking at it. Number 5, Nvidia. Just going absolutely crazy. It's chasing after that 1 trillion market cap. It's currently sitting around what, like 700 billion or so? Should be an interesting one to watch. Definitely have my eye on that one. I even opened up a position in that one. But next we have AMC. Then Peloton got absolutely destroyed from their earnings. AMD and other chip makers are riding along with that Nvidia hype. Lucid Motors is probably going to have a good week this week. Then we have BRMA. Then we have Smile Direct Club, Cleveland Hills, Palantir, BlackBerry, DTE, Moderna, Meta, Chemours, Big Five, Vanguard, Intel, Wish, Clear, Microsoft, ProShares, Trust, QQQ, which is the inverse of QQQ. But anyways, SoFi, Apple, then Clover Health at number 28, working its way up the list as we get closer to earnings with a positive 85% public sentiment. Nearby words include earnings like pump, time, bags, calls, wish, after, before, goes, buy, next, play, Monday, Katos. But I like to see the overall positive public sentiment. Next up, we like to take a look at Swaggy Stocks. It covers Wall Street Bets ticker sentiment because I like to take a look at what Wall Street Bets in particular is talking about. Every time they pour into a stock, it goes kind of crazy. We saw that last month or 2 months ago in CLOV. We saw that during the meme rally, short squeeze rally back in the day. So it's interesting to see how this is going to play out. They are not talking about CLOV though. They're talking about Tesla, Nvidia, Peloton, GameStop, Lucid, Wish, Disney, Ford, Palantir, CLF, PayPal, mRNA, PFE, AMD, AMC, Plug, Facebook, SoFi, Sava, so on. So what I'm really curious about though is this. Hold on. So we type in CLOV, we can still see where the prices and where people are talking about, and look at this divergence here. So this line is the stock price, this line is the comment volume, and the colors are the comment sentiment. Green is positive, red is negative, but the price is doing its thing. It's going up, it's chilling out, it's close to 8, but the comment volume is staying low. I like to see that. I like to see the price staying higher and then people talk about it. That's a good thing. If people talk about it first, and trust me, we've been watching this for a very long time. If you've been around, you already know. If people talk first and then the stock price goes up, we're often faced with a heavy, heavy short, and the price works our way right back down and everybody exits, and then people stop talking about it. As you can see right here, look at that. The comment volume shoots up, the price shoots up, comment volume dips, the price then follows. So I like to see it. I like to see this little natural movement, but I say natural with quotations around it because we are still being heavily controlled by this max pain. Now, I get comments on my YouTube videos, hey, Buffett, stop talking about max pain so much for so long. We're getting bored of it. Buffett, please stop. I'm not going to stop. Max pain is really important. We've been tracking it for a long time now, and it just keeps on coming true. The max pain for last week, for Friday, 11/5, was 7.5. Okay? You see that? 7.5. CLOV closed at 787. So I had a good day. I had a nice little pop. Later on in this video, we're going to jump into it and see what happened and why it popped. But the max pain is 7.5. That means the market makers, the people who are selling you the call contracts, the people who are controlling the stock want CLOV to close at 7.5 because it makes all of these options expire worthless. It makes all of these puts expire worthless, and they walk away with the premium that they collect from selling you those calls. And that's just how it works, and that's what max pain is. It causes the maximum amount of pain to both calls and puts. And I've said that like 50 times now, and you're probably getting bored of it, so I'm not going to dive in deeper. I do have a video that talks about max pain in full detail, so if you're interested, definitely check that out. But it still closed at max pain. I know it didn't close at 7.5, but if it's under 8 and if it's over 7.5, that's still the max pain. That means everybody who bought an 8 call saw their call option go to $0. No matter how much they bought it for, at the end of the day, it expired worthless. And same with the $7 put and so on. So max pain was still achieved. So it's very interesting to see how it's just time after time so controlled. Very, very interesting. But you know what's more interesting? Dark pool data. Net short volume, positive 177,000. Net short volume in dollars, positive 1.395 million. That means the shorts are letting go a little bit. They're letting it breathe. And that, and my thesis here is, as earnings is coming up on Monday, 11/8, after hours, this is a scary stock to short. Now, why would you continue to short? I haven't sold any calls. I'm not touching this thing. I haven't even bought any calls. I just have my shares. I'm just holding. I'm waiting. And hedge funds and other institutions and market makers might be playing a similar tune here. It's a scary stock to short. So they're letting go a little bit, letting go to see what happens because of two things. First and foremost, I saw this by Asmat System, and I feel like this is our third time reviewing one of his Reddit posts. I don't know why. I don't pick and choose the people. I pick and choose the titles I like the most to review on this channel. And sometimes we get repetitive users who are posting these because they just post good things. But CLOV, the whale we have been waiting for, PNC Financial Services Group, they filed a 13F HR form disclosing ownership of 6.6 million shares of Clover Health Investments. Woo! With a total holdings valued at $48.8 million as of 9/30/2021. Bring on November 8th at 5 p.m. Q3 Clover results. So They PNC Financial Group, they had a 13F HR, which if you don't know is a form that discloses your positions if you have a ton of positions like that. But they originally disclosed they had 1,800 shares of CLOV. Okay, that was $24,000. Now I know based off of the subreddit and I know based off of my comments, a lot of you have way more than $24,000 and a lot of you have way more than 1,800 shares. But these guys really started flexing on us when they represented a change of 367,000% in value. That's crazy. So they bumped up their buy. These guys are bullish on CLOV, and that is important. We like to see these institutional buys. We like to see bigger whales coming in. I like to see a lot of that because it kind of holds a floor. It kind of holds a price floor. But anyways, real quick, jumping into this little spike that we saw. Give me 1 second. This little spike right here. CLOV was doing its thing on Friday, right? It bumped up a little bit and then it worked its way down below the previous close line and kind of consolidated a bit right there. And then it worked its way down and it saw a low and then it worked its way. And then all of a sudden it just went absolutely ballistic and it saw a high of 796 after seeing a low of 753, right? So that's like a 40-cent jump, which is a lot. And then it kind of just dumped out a little bit more and then it bounced right back up and then it continued to go up after hours. Now, why did that happen? Our boy Chamath, anytime this guy tweets, everything goes crazy. Again, you got 1.5 million followers, all right? He tweets, this is a good explanation of what's wrong in U.S. healthcare and what Clover Health is trying to do to improve it. So that's cool. Let's like that. And then if we click here, it'll take us here. The Social Capital tweeted, the U.S. healthcare system is sick. Health equity is about everyone being able to achieve their full health potential regardless of race, gender, age, or income. Clover Health is rethinking how Medicare serves or fails to serve their most vulnerable members. And then they point down to a Clover Health tweet that they retweeted. Now, Social Capital has 184,000 followers. So, Clover Health posted, today we published a white paper outlining how we are working to make affordable, data-driven, and high-quality healthcare accessible to all Medicare beneficiaries regardless of their race, gender, or income. Click cloverhealth.com. So they posted a white paper, and that is actually really interesting. A white paper, if you don't know, is a document in general that promotes a certain product, service, technology, or methodology and to influence current and prospective customers or investors' decisions. It's pretty much a government or other authoritative report giving information or proposals on an issue. So they pretty much put it all out there, right? And this is the white paper. What I can do is I can put a link to this in the description if you choose to read over the weekend as we get ready for Monday. If you need to kill some time, other than watching my videos, you can take a read through this. It is an interesting document. It has a couple chapters. They talk about narrowing networks, great for profits, terrible for equity. They talk about access, affordability, benefits. They talk about their technology. They talk about lowering costs and improving access. They talk about, in chapter 2, healthcare technology should be focused on care and not billing. They talk about how it's designed for physicians, by physicians. They show like how their technology works and how Clover Assistant works. They also talk about their Clover Assistant Insights, the 15,000 individual patient care / plans a month, 2,500 RXs a month. Technology can help fill care gaps, and they have all these nice little charts and graphs. The future of population health is personalized, data-driven care, and I completely agree with that. Clover's approach to fostering those relationships is giving members the freedom to consult with physicians they trust, providing physicians with the data they need to deliver personalized care, And it goes on and talks about how data-driven and personalized care is important, how they do it, easing the administrative burden. That is something very important that physicians are going to be very interested in. Innovative delivery models, addressing the barriers facing diverse populations, which is a huge thing that they're really focusing on, especially in their geographic locations. Barriers to the right medications, barriers based off of geography, proximity to care, home-based care is possible but inefficient, lack of support. Those are the problems, but Clover Health and Clover Assistant and the people who use CLOV have better telehealth solutions that include specialists in promoting and remoting monitoring, solving home care, building a community, the mission to improve lives. And this guy very much agrees with that. So then they talk about how too many Americans, older adults, are struggling and stuff. And then it goes on. And that's it. So that is a good read. I highly recommend you guys take a look at that just to get a good orientation of what's going on with CLOV, what their plans are. It is awesome to see them post that before their earnings. This is new. So definitely take a look at that. It was posted in November 2021. And it makes me even more excited for earnings. And earnings are coming up on Monday. Jumping into what happened, the options went absolutely ballistic on Friday. So again, be careful. If I was to buy options, I would buy things a little bit further outdated. None of this is financial advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any type of security or investment, but I would just buy some time, make sure I'm right. The IV is picking up. The market maker is pricing in a plus or minus 95.6 cent move. Up or down. So what that is you take the premium of the calls and the puts and you take the difference of that, and then that is the market maker expected move. Now what happens is if you agree with that, you would if you agree with this market maker move, you would sell a call 1 standard deviation out to collect that premium. If you do not agree with that move, if you think it's going to move more, then what you do is you buy a call that is 1 standard deviation out of that to capture the misprice option. That's how options work when it comes to earnings. So in general, all you need to really know, if you're just holding shares and you don't care about options, the market makers, Wall Street, everybody is expecting a 95 cent move on earnings, okay? On the week of earnings. Now, that does not include what people think will happen earnings digestion. So pre-earnings, sometimes stocks run up. Post-earnings, sometimes stocks run up. Sometimes it takes time for that news to disseminate. Sometimes it takes a lot of conversation. Sometimes it takes algorithms a little bit to get started and get moving. And that's why further dated options are pricing in different numbers. For the week of November 12th, the options are pricing in $1.45 move up or down. For the week after that, they're pricing in 1.84 up or down, then 1.85, then $2, then $2.30, $2.06, whatever, and so on. That's just what the options are pricing in. Your expectations might be different. My expectations are different. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Jumping back into the Max Pain, though, Max Pain for next week is still holding 7.5. I do not agree with that, and I am ready to see that change. As Monday comes along, people might start pouring into different call options because they think this is a video game and they can just pour their money into other call options and then become millionaires overnight, because that's what everyone thinks is going to happen, but that's not going to happen. That's just not how Wall Street works. But the week after that, November 19th, you can see that the Max Pain is $9. And that is because there are so many other call options available. I could totally see if CLOV has good earnings. I'm willing to bet we see that 9 Max Pain happen next week. I don't know. But another factor that you got to keep in mind is every single time CLOV pops, and let me show you a visual representation of this so you don't think I'm crazy. But every time CLOV pops, it drops. 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 So the reason for that is people get really excited. The stock goes up, right? And then what happens when a stock goes up, these premiums get really juicy, and then people sell calls, and then people can also short it. People can also sell shares they don't even own. There's just a lot of different shorting mechanisms and tools at everybody's disposal. So be careful. I'm worried if we do see a pop, for example, here. If we see another pop like this, if we see a pop even bigger than this, what goes up most of the time goes right back down. And unfortunately, with a stock that is so highly controlled and highly manipulated like CLOV, just be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we cover this stuff all the time. I'm super excited for Monday. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments below. And with that, I love you. Good luck, have fun, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.